Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at skill injection stroke extraction and whether it is still possible to fund an Amiga account with skill extraction and potentially make a profit. So in the past, other than when Plex prices have dropped, it's always been possible to make a profit from skill extraction, and that process would go that you would have an Amiga account, you would extract the skills on a monthly basis. You would then sell the skill injectors, which would cover the cost of Plex. You would then replex the account, and that would generally give you a profit in the region of 100 to 300 million per month. And generally, this has been the case since skill injectors, extractors were introduced to the game just over 4 years ago. So as per the graph, you can see that for the last year, skill injector price has been on a downward trajectory and has been steadily getting cheaper and cheaper as the years progressed. So generally, this shouldn't come as much of a surprise, and that's due to the fact that Plex price has also dropped off in the same time period, and skill extractors again have come down in price, and that's because generally these three items do track one another. So obviously you have the Plex price, which is tied to the cost of skill extractors. So as Plex has become cheaper, the cost to actually buy the skill extractors has become cheaper. Now, obviously, in order to get a month of Omega, you need the Plex, and therefore the cost of injectors has dropped steadily as well. And again, this is generally the case as it has been for many years. Now, what has been happening of late, however, is that these graphs are becoming slightly more out of sync. So if we spread the time over here again back to the year, again with the skill extractor, as you can see, down. However, Plex price dropped, so it did gradually go down, but we did and have leveled off. So we hit the bottom around about mid-July, and we have slowly been creeping back up to the levels that we currently see now, which is around about 2.7 million for a buy order. And if we look at the skill extractor in relation to Plex price, again, it's almost a perfect like-for-like graph. I could literally superimpose these two on each other and you wouldn't be able to tell much of a difference. Now, in recent weeks, this correlation hasn't kept in time. So we've had Plex slowly rising, which correlates to the skill extractors going up, but the skill injectors have still been going down. Now, we did get a little rally here where it went back up, but again, since October, September, the price has been steadily getting lower, and we did see 650 million ISK. Now we are back to 660 at the moment. So the market has seen a slight correction. However, the sheer amount of injectors on the market here is quite phenomenal. And if we have a look at the general volume here, volume for demand has stayed roughly the same, and we are looking at around 4,500 sold per day. So let's take a look at the general costs and what it's currently coming out at. So as always, assume that we are going to buy our Plex from the market from a buy order, and as you can see here, we are looking at 2.734 million ISK including tax. So now that we have the price for the Plex, we need 500 Plex, so we are looking at 1,367 billion ISK to be able to fund an account with the current Plex prices as they are. So that gives us the cost of an Omega for a month at 1.367 billion ISK. Now, assuming you're spec'd right, you will get 45 skill points per minute, 60 minutes, 24 hours, 30 days means you get 1.944 million skill points per month. So when we extract that down to 500,000 skill points per injector or extractor, we get 3.888 extractors per month. So the cost of the extractor is 660 million ISK. Now, assuming we're selling it in jitters, so you are going to have to minus tax for that, assuming you've got half decent skills, means we are getting 624 million ISK. Now from this we have to take off the extractor cost, which is minus 315 million ISK gives us a grand total that per injector we are making 309 million ISK. Now, as we said, we get 3.888 of them per month, which gives us 1.204 billion ISK. Now, as we concluded earlier, the price for an Omega was 1.367 billion ISK, giving us a grand total of minus 162 million ISK per month. So as it currently stands, on them figures alone, we are currently losing 162 million ISK. Now, depending obviously on what you've got your account doing, etc., 162 million ISK to have an account running for a month can be quite decent. But if you are looking to make ISK from this, then obviously that's not the way forward. However, we haven't taken into account the free skill points that we get per account, assuming we are Omega. So we've got 5,000 times 30 gives us 150,000 skill points extra per month. So as we concluded prior, maximum skill points is 1.944 per month, plus the extra 150,000 that you get for your daily logins. Divide that by 500,000 means we are now getting 4.0188 extractors per month. And if we times that number by the 309 million ISK that we make per injector sold, we are now making 1.294 billion ISK minus the cost of the Plex for the Omega. It means we are currently down 72 million ISK. So currently, as it stands at this very moment, if you were to Plex an account, skill extract at the current prices where they're at, you will be minusing 72 million ISK per month for an account or a character on an account that is Omega'd up. So as it currently stands, you're making minus 72 million ISK. Now, obviously with the prices of injectors at the moment, why are people then selling at a loss? And there's a couple of answers for this. Plex price obviously has been slightly lower than this, so a good number of people will have bought their Plexes around here, and you'll be seeing obviously that now reflected in the current injector cost. So until these people either run out or the market decides that there's more demand than current supply, then the price will probably stay around where it is for a little while before slowly rising back up. However, things are rarely that simple, and if you cast your mind back a couple of months, CCP had a sale on Omega accounts in game that you could purchase for 425 Plex, and that would give you an Omega status for a month, and obviously you could double up, triple up, you could get a year's worth on that. So I've gone away and basically worked it out that you would be making 150 million ISK if you were to have bought into that special offer that CCP were doing. And again, that's not factoring into account that obviously these Plexes were potentially bought at a cheaper price as well. So compound that on with the sale that went on from CCP, and you are looking at quite a healthy profit of between 100 and 250 million ISK, depending on where obviously you bought it for and where you're selling it for. So the reason that skill injectors are currently the low point is because of all the sales, the free skill points that have been given away continuously at the moment, and a few other factors, which has just compounded the problem and kept current prices for skill injectors relatively low. So again, if you are getting into the market right now, then I would urge you to wait until after the Black Friday sales. Potentially CCP, there's a good possibility that they will do this again, so you'll be able to get Omega status for 425 Plex instead of 500. This therefore will make it profitable in order to be able to either fund an account for free and make a little bit of ISK, or fund a lot of characters and make more risk from skill extraction. Now, this sale is not 100% guaranteed, but again, I think there's a very high likelihood due to the fact that obviously Black Friday is quite an international sales day, and as we know, they are going to be wanting to make a juicy amount of profit. So the conclusion is, yes, at the moment you can just about run your account for free. give or take either way, depending on free skill points extravaganzas that CCP have been giving out. However, I would wait until after the Black Friday Plex giveaway, etc., or whatever you want to call it, and just to see if there will be any decent deals there, and obviously that will just help in order to offset any future price rises or drops, etc., in Plex or the Extractors or Injectors. So I hope that's been useful. Again, if you made it this far and you haven't subscribed, then please do think about it. It is very much appreciated. Again, I do try and answer as many comments and questions as possible. Over the last couple of videos I have had an increased amount of comments, so I haven't responded to all of them so far, but I am going through them and picking them out bit by bit. So again, leave any comments, your thoughts, etc., on why you believe that prices have been dropping steadily over the course, and again, I'm always happy to hear what everybody has to say. And with that, thank you for listening and fly safe.